Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Mike. It is Friday, the 24th of March. This is our weekly recap. It goes out to all my members and anybody that follows me on my email list or social media. If you want to join us, link in the description below. Come to smartoptiontrading.com, click on live trading alerts. You can join us for $25 for the first 30 days and decide whether you like us or not. Cancel anytime. Let's talk about this week. It's been a very rough week in the markets. So, we now have had 2 weeks of this whole banking mess, and it doesn't seem like it's coming to an end anytime soon. We have a market that's stuck in, somebody else made this word, I didn't, transition. It's a great word for it. It's a great word for it. It's a transition, right? And if you look at what's going on, here was your downtrend break last year, but really, we're still going sideways in this very wide channel. And really, if you look at it on the SPY, from February 2nd, we put the high in. Since then, we've had a downtrend, and the market has not yet been able to take out that downtrend. In fact, we have not tested it now since the 15th of February. So what does that mean? It means we're stuck in a downtrend, but the market's not in a hurry to go anywhere. And you can see we come down, we come off it, we push up. Here was the Fed decision. So, the Fed raised 0.25 more. Powell's talk was not great. Yellen talked at the same time, and the market dumped. Yesterday, we got a wide range candle. Today, we sold off and we've come back up. And with 2 hours to go, we have a little bit of a hammer candle forming here. You should notice that all of the moving averages are getting compressed and very tight here together. And that's creating a lot of angst here because there's no real direction. And really what we are in it overall in this market is a directionalist market. Now, that does not mean that everything is the same. Because when you look at the SPY, we'll come back there. You look at the SPY, then look at the VIX. The VIX isn't going anywhere, but look at the Qs. The Qs here are holding very nicely. The Qs are very strong here, holding up and look a heck of a lot better and are trying to and have taken out the February 2nd high, right? So the Qs are showing incredible strength. And if you're looking to trade this market, the place to be has been big cap tech. And we've been in and out of these names all week, and we've been trading in and out of them here. And this is where we've been focusing on, and we're not focusing on other stuff. And when we're talking big cap tech, we're talking the big names. So I'm going to start off with Meta. I'm going to stay on the 1-year chart, guys. I'm going to open this up. Meta, nice put. Here is your earnings. Now above it, I want you to look here. Here we are trying to break out of this range. Meta remains extremely strong. We'll make this nice and big so it's easy to see, pushing up. Microsoft, huge move back up this week, trying to break out again of this range, took out the AI, the ChatGPT AI news, and is stronger. Google had a great week. Big push back up. Here was the day they did their AI release, that press conference, which was abysmal, taking almost all that weakness back. This one looks very good. The semis, look what's going on in the SMHs. The SMHs are breaking out. The SMHs broke out this week while the markets come in this state. So showing strength. NVIDIA has been a clear leader. Look at this big move up, not far from a 52-week high. AMD also keeps pushing up down today, but had put in two, highs each day this week. Even names like we traded Marvel yesterday had a great day. You're seeing a lot of these names wake up. Micron earnings next week. You're seeing a lot going on here. This is where the strength of this market is. Yesterday and today, it was Netflix. I don't know what got into Netflix yesterday early on, but out of the gate, we called it out. Great move there. I made money. Others traded it. Nice day too here. Some rumor that Apple's going to buy them. Please. Again, please. Apple's not going to buy them. But, coming up to the 50-day, nice move there. You want to go to some smaller names out there. You have let's do Apple first before we go on. Apple also trading well, holding in here nicely. Look at these flags. This looks like the Qs. You have some smaller names that are waking up. AI, let's zoom it in and make this easy to see. Nice move up again, looking great. This one is not a tech name, but ONON is a Swiss shoe / apparel maker. Beautiful move on this one off earnings. There's strength in this market. The problem we face in this market that it's a handful of names, and that's the problem. And I've done this long enough to tell you that you cannot keep a market up with 10 to 12 names forever, right? At some point, the market has to broaden out or we're doomed to fail. Now we go into next week. we have the markup. Last week's the last trading day of the quarter. We have a full week. There's not a lot of economic data until Friday when we have PCE. You have the Fed, which is going to be unleashed next week and going to speak all over the place. But overall, we have a fairly quiet week, not in a lot of way in the earnings. I saw Roger Federer in the room, Chris, by the way. Just remember, Roger. So we always joke around with not much going on. And again, everybody keeps talking to me about the banks, guys. I have to ask you, why do you want to be in the banks? The banks don't want to own themselves. Why would you want to own them? And what I mean by that is, just put this into simplistic terms. Big funds are all managed by the banks, your BlackRocks, your Goldman Sachs, your JP Morgans, your Fidelities, right? You pick them, right? All the money they manage. If they're not buying themselves, why would you want to own them here? Obviously we have problems. Credit Suisse is no longer a problem. They've been bought out. Everybody in it is getting screwed. Been saying to everybody to stay away from these other banks. DB now considered to be in trouble, big gap down. First Republic Bank looks like they may be going under. And the one thing I'd watch out for this weekend and pay attention to, the FDIC almost never comes in during the market hours and takes over a bank. When they did with Silicon Valley was very unusual. I would watch this weekend for them to come in and take over First Republic and anybody else they think's in trouble. So with that said, I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll do charts on Sunday. Link in the description below if you're interested. And stay safe. You want to join us? Come on in. $25. You'll find out a ton and you'll learn a lot in the process. Everybody have a fabulous weekend, and I'll catch you guys on Monday morning.